Hey, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing today? This is Gregory Walls. It is Inspirational Morning Walk. The Inspirational Morning Walk. Hey, the scene might look a little different today. I'm back on that track that I used to be walking on before the whole shutdown. It's a middle school track. I'm back on the track right now, so I could get back to do my walking on the track rather than around the neighborhood. So I'm back on the track, man. But it's a beautiful day here. This what I like about the track also. Cindy Anderson, good morning. Renita, good morning. How are you guys doing today? I was just saying it's a beautiful day here. I'm back on the track I used to be walking on. And I like about this track is it's got some shade so it can block out the sun for some part of my walking and make it nice and cool for me to walk. But yes, Renita, this bring back the high school track days, man, when we used to be champion athletes in multilateral there. And every time I come on the track, I just feel like I could do all those things I used to do back in the past, but my body just remind me, don't even think about it. But anyhow, it's a great day here. This is Gregory Wiles with this inspirational morning walk. I just walk and just share some thoughts that come to my mind, whatever I'm inspired to talk about that day. I will share the thoughts with you guys. Hey guys, remember, you can go on YouTube and check out stuff that we did there. If you go on there, just subscribe on there, and that's going to help me to do more things and bring this and bring more information to people. All right, so today I want to use up most of my time into this message, so I'm going to get right into it. Miss Leslie Hope, thank you for watching. My neighbor, thank you for watching. So we're talking about the kingdom over the last week there. I mentioned a lot about the kingdom. So I want to talk today about the keys to the kingdom. We know the kingdom has keys. Keys to the kingdom, right? Keys to the kingdom. And let me read the scripture first here quickly, and then we can discuss it, right? This is in Matthew 16:19, right? 16:19, Jesus was talking to Peter and the disciples, right? And this is when he asked them, who do people say that I am? And some of them said, people say you're John the Baptist. Some say Elijah. Others say Jeremiah. Then he asked, who do you say I am? And then when Peter told him, you're the Christ, the Son of the living God, then he said, this wasn't revealed to you by man, but my Father in heaven. But where I really want to pick it up from is Matthew 19. And then God said, I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. I'm going to get into that binding and loosing part on Wednesday. But the part what I want to focus on today, he said, I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. There we're talking about this kingdom again. And now we're talking about keys, right? And he didn't say keys, he said keys. So that tells me there are several keys to this kingdom, right? And the keys to the kingdom, because you could be in the kingdom. Let's say you in a building and you find a big bunch of keys. You don't know what those keys for. To you, those keys is just a bunch of metal. But to the person who lose those keys, those are valuable stuff. Maybe it's keys to the car on there. Maybe it's keys to a safe with lots of money. Maybe it's keys to the house. Maybe it's keys to the mailbox. You don't know what keys, but to you it's nothing, right? Because you don't know what those keys are for. So they're keys to the kingdom, but we have to know which key to use to open what we're looking for. There's keys in that kingdom for healing. There's keys in that kingdom for prosperity. There's keys in that kingdom for the rooms for protection. But we have to know which key to open which lock. And that's what he's saying. I'll give you the keys to the kingdom. The keys to the kingdom, guys, in a nutshell, are the laws. The knowledge of the laws. The knowledge of the laws. And not only the knowledge of the laws, but the application of that knowledge. The application, because here what he said in Matthew 7:24, he said, therefore, everyone who hears those words of mine and put them into practice is like a man who built his house on a rock. So when you get this knowledge, you got to put it into practice. That's the only way it's going to work. You got to put it into practice, right? because that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is the application of knowledge and understanding and your experience. Because I could give you the keys to my car, and I can show you which car it is, tell you which lock to open, how it whole operates. But if you never go to the car and use it, you can't get to use the car, right? You got to put this stuff into practice, right? And a quick note, when we're praying, right? When we're praying, if we're praying for healing, right? We got just Google. Right now, Google make it so easy for us. Just go and Google scriptures on healing. And then find the ones that are applicable to you. Just Tessa Hunt, thank you for checking in. So find the scriptures on whatever you're praying for. Let's say it's healing. Look for the scriptures. Google, just say Google scriptures on healing. And it's going to pull up all those scriptures. Find the 5, 6, whichever, 4, 3, whichever ones are applicable to your situation. And when you're praying, you go to God with that. It's like a lawyer going before the court, right? You got to go with your law. You got to make your case. God, you said you're going to protect us and whatever the law state. And he said he want to hear his word, right? Because this angel only moved to the hearkening of the voice of his word. God, everything in the Bible is his word. So he wants you to bring that. You're going for prosperity. Find scriptures right now in this situation we're in. Some of us need some extra cash. Find scriptures on prosperity. He said he'll give us houses that we did not build. He would give us pools that we did not dig. He said he would give us vineyards that we did not plant. You go to him and said, I am a citizen. And you said, this is what you're going to do. You said, you shall provide for me more and more. You go with your case to him. God, that's his word. He said you don't go back on his word, right? So that's just a little thing on praying. But anyhow, what I want to get into today, and we can talk about this here and bring this point home more, some of these little keys. That's one of the little keys right there that you just got how to unlock certain things in the kingdom there, right? Well, let's take this here from, where am I here? It's Elijah and the widow. I didn't put the which scripture it is, but you guys can, when you hear me talking about it, you're going to know. It's Elijah and the widow, right? He says, sometime later, Elijah was talking to this widow. He says, sometime later, the brook dried up because they had no rain in the land, right? Then the word of the God came to him. He said, go at once to Zarephath in the region of Sidon and stay there. I have directed a widow there to supply you with food. So when he went to Zarephath, when he came to the town gate, a widow was there gathering sticks. He called to her and asked, would you bring me a little water in a jar so I may have a drink? As he was going to get it, he called. He called and said, bring me a piece of bread. Right? He tell her, bring him a piece of bread. Hear what the woman replied. He said, as surely as the Lord your God lives, she replied, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a jar and a little olive oil in a jug. I am gathering a few sticks to take home and make a meal for myself and my son that we may eat and die. So there was a famine in the land. Whoever, I didn't write the scripture down here. Which scriptures is, whoever figure it out could just post it for everyone for me, please. But yes, so he said there was a famine in the land, and God told him, go to this widow. She's going to take care of you for the time during the famine. But the widow said, I don't have any food. I just got a little oil and a little flour to make the last meal for me and my son. This is the last meal we can eat and die. And then here Elijah said in 13, Elijah said to her, don't be afraid. Go home and do as you have said. But first, make a small loaf of bread for me from what you have and bring it to me and make something for yourself and your son. Now, Elijah, this woman just tell him, I only got enough to make one more meal for me and my son. And he telling her to give him a piece of it. Make some for him. This making sense? I tell you I just got the last meal for me and my son. We can eat this and we die. And you telling me to give you a piece. Make a piece, a little loaf, and bring it for you. All right? So then we said, for as this, make me a piece for yourself and your son. For as this is what the Lord, the God of Israel says, the jar of your flour will not be used up and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day the Lord send the rain on the land. right? So he's saying, Lord, so you give it to me and your stuff would never run out. So she went away and did as Elijah told her, so that there was food and there was food every day for Elijah and for the woman and for her family, right? So you see what I was telling you guys. Elijah's the man of God. Elijah's God sent him to this woman. Remember we talked about giving and giving to the poor sometime last week, right? So Elijah got to do God work here. So he said, go to this widow. She said she got to last, but God said, don't worry with that. My economy, you got famine in that economy there on earth, but my economy is never run out of food. And I want you to continue working. So he had to bless that woman to continue to bless Elijah to keep him alive. Remember, I tell you guys, when you give, and everything that we have is God account, and the more you give, God will continue to give you to make sure you have enough to take care of his stuff and enough for yourself, right? So this is a classic example here. God's economy do not run out of food and money. When there's when the economy gone into recession, you think all the money leave earth? No, the money didn't leave earth. It's right here. It's just hiding. But God said, it belonged to me. I know where it's hiding. And I can tell you where to go and seek, to find. I can tell you who to ask to get it. I can tell you where to look. But I know where the money is. It didn't leave earth. It's right here. So he said, if you were one of my citizens, remember, it's my job to take care of you, right? And I can show you how to get that money. But these are some of the keys that we got to understand, right? We got to understand. There's a world around this world, guys. It's a kingdom. Remember, we start talking about earth is a colony of heaven, right? It's a colony of heaven. And Jesus come to restore the kingdom that Adam lost. So there's the kingdom, a colony is run by the kingdom. So if we're run by God's kingdom, his kingdom never run out of food. So he's saying you just got to know the key to unlock the cabinet with the food. You just have to know which key to use to unlock the cabinet with the food. And I'm giving you to here right now. People, we talk about giving to the poor. If you continue to give, your last. This woman had her last, right? What you got to lose on your last? You're going to die anywhere. So he said, give it to the poor. And I'm going to make sure you always have to continue to take care of the poor and take care of yourself. This is a classic example. He said, my economy never runs out of anything. And not because you can't see the kingdom is not real. Just like right now, you could watch it me here. I press the button and say go live. You could stay in New York, some in Canada, some California, some Guyana, some all over the world. People could look and they could see me giving this live talk here right now. Because there's waves and signals around us, right? You can't see them, but that doesn't mean they're not real. You can't see them, doesn't mean they're not real. And we're getting the benefit of it right now because a man figured it out. When we say somebody invents something, then invent anything, the credit what they get is figuring out one of God's law that was already there. That's all they do. That's what they get the credit for. Taking the time to figure out a law that was already there. How to convert these waves and signals into sound and into a picture to make television. But it's laws was already there. God, I'll make the world with those laws. We just figure it out. And we say a man invents some stuff. We just figure it out. So thank you, Cindy. Thank you. 1 Kings 17:17 is correct. Thank you, Cindy, for posting that scripture, guys. So what I was reading there is 1 Kings 17, wrong verse 7 there. Thank you, Cindy. So yes, so not because we can't see this world, it's not real, but if we learn how to use it, just like how men figure out how to convert all these signals into waves and getting the sound and picture, we can get the benefit same way from this kingdom that we cannot see, guys. So this is real, guys. This is one of the keys to the kingdom that he talked about here. The keys are his knowledge and his laws and the application of his laws. So his kingdom never run out his kingdom never go into a recession. So even if this world is in a recession, you can still prosper in this recession because we are connected to a kingdom that never in recession. And he owns everything and he can take care of us during the recession in this world because we are connected to a supply that we cannot see, but it's just as real as you watching at me here from whichever country, thousands of miles away, because man figure out what he already created. So if we figure out these keys, guys, we can get the benefits same way, guys. This stuff is real. I can leave it here. Think about this, and then Wednesday we can go on a little further and unlock some other keys so we can open some more cabinets to take care of ourselves here on this earth as part of his kingdom, guys. So get your citizenship so we can go boldly before him and open these cabinets and get and unlock what's in there for us. So guys, have a great day today. Have a great day. We'll talk again on Wednesday, guys. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.